Last year, my family went on our very first Disney cruise. It was actually our first cruise as a family ever. And the only reason we went is because they were doing this BOGO sale if you were a Disney Plus subscriber, which meant you could take 4 people for the price of 2. It was a 5-night Western Caribbean cruise on the Disney Dream, and it was amazing. It was so amazing that we basically were planning on going on another cruise with Disney while we were still on our first cruise. However, once we got back, we realized that Disney was in no hurry to run this sort of BOGO sale again. And when I look at prices of what a Disney cruise typically costs without any sort of BOGO sale, holy cow, they are disgustingly expensive. Right, so let me show you the cruises that I'm interested in. This is basically the same exact cruise that we took the first time, and we would be looking at this date. It is on a different ship. We've never been on the Magic. We've only been on the Dream. We were spoiled last time I did a veranda. I have kind of a hard time imagining doing a Disney cruise without a veranda. So this would cost around $7,071 if we were to go at this time. Now, there's 2 other cruises I was looking at. One is this 5-night Bahamian cruise from Port Canaveral with 2 stops at Castaway Cay. That is like what was most exciting about this one to me, is that it's 2 stops at Castaway Cay. Castaway Cay is Disney's private island, and it's pretty amazing. And so for this trip, which would have 2 stops there, it would cost $8,390. And then the last one that kind of intrigued me was this 6-night Western Caribbean cruise from Port Canaveral, because this one was 1 more night and just a little bit more. It would be $8,679. By the time you include airfare and hotel, you're adding an additional $1,500. So let's just round everything up really nicely and say that in order for me to go with my family of 4 on another Disney cruise without any sort of sale, we are going to have to pay around $10,000. When it's all over, who's gonna be in your court? Now listen, my husband and I are both teachers. My husband teaches 1st grade. I teach high school choir. I also have a side hustle where I sell clothing online on reselling platforms like Poshmark and eBay and a few others. I obviously have this YouTube channel with some income that comes in from ad revenue. I have some affiliate marketing that I do. And with all of those combined incomes, we're able to do things like pay for our mortgage, put food on the table, pay for our kids' gymnastics and piano lessons. We even send our parents money on a monthly basis because we're good little Korean children. But that doesn't mean we have $10,000 just lying around to spend on a Disney cruise. So I asked myself, what is something I can add to my already very full plate in order to try and earn an additional $10,000 to go on another Disney cruise? And it was about at that exact time that a company called Whatnot reached out to me, and the answer was clear. I was going to make that $10,000 through live selling. Now you might be asking yourself, what is live selling? What does that mean? Now, like I explained earlier, I am a reseller and I resell clothes on a bunch of different platforms, including really popular ones like Poshmark, eBay, Mercari. And if you have any sort of familiarity with those reselling platforms, you know that what you do is you take pictures of the items that you're trying to sell, you describe them the best that you can, you price them, and once the item sells, you're going to ship it out to the buyer. Live selling does contain some of those same steps. For example, you still have to find the items that you want to sell. You should take at least one picture of the item, although it's not even necessary to do that. But that's kind of it. That's where the similarities end, because you don't need to write out an exhaustive description. You don't need to price the items ahead of time, and you don't need to list an item on a bunch of different platforms. And so the listing process is very different and honestly a lot easier and a lot less time consuming. Instead, what you're going to do is you're going to get all of the items that you want to sell, and you're going to schedule a live show. During that live show, just like this, you're going to get in front of your camera, whether that's from your laptop or from your phone, and you're going to have a show where people can pop in and out, and you're going to show the items that you are selling one at a time. And instead of setting a price for that item, you're going to have a starting bid amount on that item. So let's say you're comfortable with letting that item go for $5. Let's say this is what I have in front of me. I don't know why my kids were even playing with this, because they're a little too old to be playing with this, but let's say you're trying to sell this little fake phone and you're like, yeah, I could let go of that for $5. That seems fine. And so you start the starting bid at $5 and you put the amount of time that you want that auction to go for. You know, you can go as little as 5 seconds and as high as I don't know, can you do like a 3-minute auction? That's a little ridiculous. Don't do that. But you can set the time that you want for your auction and people just start to bid. So if you start at 5, someone might say, yeah, I'll pay 5. And then another person says, I'll pay 6. And then they just go at it until you've sold this phone for $50. It's just a really fun and very interactive way to show what it is that you're selling, to get people excited about the product, to build community. And as a buyer, there's something kind of exciting about sitting in on a live auction, especially if the person running the auction knows how to have a good time, knows how to read the comments, read the room, and just generally engage with the audience overall. I know I've gotten caught up in bidding wars because I really wanted something and maybe even paid a little bit more for something than I would have if I were just shopping on Poshmark or eBay. But there's just something fun and different and exciting about being a part of a live sale. But here is how I plan on utilizing Whatnot for my live sales in order to hit my goal of $10,000 so that I can take my family on another Disney cruise. Now, let me just get real ambitious here and say that my goal is to make $10,000 in profits on Whatnot by the end of the year 2024. By New Year's Eve of 2024, I want to have earned at least $10,000 in profits from Whatnot. And here's how I plan on doing it. The first way that I want to kick off this series is actually by doing a live thrift at one of my favorite places to source for inventory, which is at a local pop-up consignment store that happens in my town twice a year. If you are a regular viewer of my channel, you have seen me do haul after haul over the past however many years from this pop-up consignment sale because it's where I get a lot of my best stuff. And I'm actually going to bring you along for the ride on one of those days. I will put that information right here, but also down in the description below, I do have a link for my email list, and all of the dates that I'm going to give to you in this video will be in that email list. So if you need it in like email form, definitely sign up for my email list if you haven't already. But on that day, I'm so excited to do my very first live Thrift With Me Whatnot show. It's going to be so much fun, and it's going to be so great for me to like pull things off of racks for you, in front of you, and let you have a say in what it is that I actually even put up for sale in that live show. After that live Thrift With Me, I plan on going live every Monday evening at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now, there are 1 or 2 dates when like it's not going to work on a Monday because I've got something for school, or I know like we're going on a fall break vacation. We're doing a road trip to the Rocky Mountains, which I'm very excited about. And so there might be a week or two where instead of going live on a Monday, I have to go live on like a Thursday or a Friday or something. All of those dates will be in the email. And I'll also try to post in the community tab of my YouTube channel when those changes are, if and when they should take place. And for those Monday shows, it'll be really exciting. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I got so distracted because there is a squirrel in my backyard eating corn. Like, I live pushed up against a cornfield. I think this squirrel picked an ear of corn from this cornfield and is eating it in my backyard. Anyway, on those Monday live sales, what I plan on doing is an unboxing of a local reseller's inventory that I bought out not too long ago. I know that in this video right here, I said that I was not going to buy out any reseller's inventory in the year 2023. So yes. Oh my God. Earlier when I was talking about like I want to make 10K by the end of the year, did I keep saying 2024? I think I did. My brain is in la la land. I don't know what's going on. We're in 2023. By the end of 2023, I want to make 10K. But I know I said I wasn't going to buy out anyone's inventory in the year 2023, and I did. So I'm a filthy little liar. I am sorry. But in my defense, yes, I bought this person's inventory out, but it was also to help them because they were moving, they needed some cash, and I was like, sure, I can step in and buy some inventory. Plus, they had great stuff. They had shown me what was listed in their Poshmark inventory. I have it all in my basement. I have not really looked inside to see what everything is. Yes, I have a vague memory from looking at her Poshmark closet, but I don't really remember at all what each item is. And instead of like picking and choosing which items I want to list myself, I'm just going to unbox it all in front of you guys, and you have first dibs at purchasing these items from this reseller buyout. Some of it you might just be like, yeah, I want that for myself, or some of it you might be able to pick up at a really good price and resell yourself. So that's where the inventory for my live sales on Monday evenings is going to come from. It's going to come from that reseller buyout, and I promise you there is some really cool stuff in there, including clothing, shoes, accessories. I think even some hard goods, like mainly stuff for like around the house, like home decor, store. That's the term I'm looking for. Some really great stuff. So you are not going to want to miss these unboxing live sales. So now that I've explained to you why I want to start doing live sales and Whatnot again, and now that I've explained what Whatnot is, let me tell you one of the best things about Whatnot. Not only is it a really exciting way to sell items, but there is some serious money to be made. Not just from what you sell, but also because of the referral program. So if you were to use my link down in the description below, and there's actually two links. There's a link for people who just want to shop on Whatnot, but there's also a link down below for people who want to sell on Whatnot. Maybe you heard me talking about what it's like to have a live sale on Whatnot, and you were like, wait a second, I could do that. Yes, you can. So obviously live selling is great for someone like me who has been selling new and used clothing and accessories and shoes online now for many years. I have a lot of stuff laying around that I can put up for sale. However, I think that Whatnot is also great for just the casual seller. If you are somebody who has kids, for example, as your kids grow out of clothes, what you're left with is a whole ton of clothes in one size, and that makes for a great Whatnot sale because guess what? There is another kid out there who is just coming into that clothing size, and there is a mom, dad, or caregiver who is desperate for a good deal and wanting to get some high quality clothes for their kids without breaking the bank. And so if you were to run a Whatnot sale, let's say, of just stuff that your kids have outgrown, it's all stuff that's like in that, let's say, 3 to 4 year old range, and you create a Whatnot show titled Boys Clothes Sizes 3 to 4 Youth, I guarantee you are going to have people in that show wanting to get some great deals on items that your kids have outgrown. I guarantee that most buyers are going to buy more than one thing. And by the end of that show, you will probably have gotten rid of the majority of things that you were planning on selling. Not only that, but I feel like the prices that you get are better than if you were to take these kinds of items to a kids consignment store. And it's a lot less time consuming, like I said, than listing items one by one on various reselling platforms online. Or perhaps your kids used to collect things like Pokemon cards or baseball cards and they're just not into that anymore. Holy cow, let me tell you that there is quite a market on Whatnot for things like that. Pokemon cards, baseball cards, any sort of collectible. If you were to run a show that was just 1,000 Pokemon cards, you would move so many of those things and you would make so much money in one sitting. And that is the allure of selling on Whatnot. There are 2 links down in the description below. And when you sign up using my link, not only does Whatnot pay me for finding you and bringing you to them, but Whatnot will also give you $15 of Whatnot credit to shop with. And the best part, I think, about the Whatnot referral program is that it's not just for content creators or influencers, it's for anybody. So let's say you were to sign up for Whatnot today using my link, you get your $15 credit, but then also if you have friends or family that you know would benefit from joining Whatnot and getting some great deals from these live sales that happen on Whatnot on a daily basis, then you can also get a referral payout for each person that you get to sign up under you. And I think it's a really great way to just build some additional income without having to do much work. So now that we've talked about all of the things, let's do some math, which I hate doing, which is why I'm a choir teacher and not a math teacher. But if I want to seriously make $10,000 from profits from live sales for the remainder of 2023, let's talk about how much money I need to make at each of those shows. So if I'm doing 1 sale a week starting next week, that's roughly 12 shows. There's 12 weeks left in the year. That means I need to make an average of $833 in profits for each show. Now, I'm a realist, people. Do I actually think that's going to happen? I don't. Unless these shows are like 3 or 4 hours long, and I kind of do really want to cap these shows at like an hour, maybe 2 hours max, $833 in profits, that's pretty lofty, but you never know. We never know what happens. It really depends on what's in those boxes and bags from that reseller whose inventory I'm going to be unboxing. It's pretty lofty. However, when you combine the amount that I'm able to earn in profits from live sales, as well as any money that I may make from people using my Whatnot referral link to sign up for Whatnot for the first time, and when you add in the amount that Whatnot is paying me to partner with them, because yeah, for full transparency's sake, Whatnot is paying me to partner with them to bring this collaboration to you. And so when you combine all those 3 things, now do I think there's a possibility that I could hit that 10K goal? I actually do. I'm a realist, but I'm also an optimist. So do me a favor, if you are even a little bit intrigued to see what Whatnot is like, or if you just even want to follow along on my journey of using the Whatnot platform to pay for my next Disney cruise, then I would so appreciate if you wouldn't mind checking out those Whatnot links down in the description below. And again, if you were to click on either of those, whether it is to just be a buyer on Whatnot or to even be a seller, you will get a $15 Whatnot credit, which is great. Who doesn't love free money?
Money, please.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me as I just dream up yet another ridiculous thing to add to my life. But you know, I think these are the kinds of things that keep life spicy and fun and exciting. I'm always down to try something new. And although Whatnot itself is not a brand new platform to me, I think just like the idea of the consistency that I want to have going into the rest of the year, that is new when it comes to Whatnot. I'm excited to see what happens as far as like even the ease with which I can run my Whatnot shows and the community that shows up for me if I'm consistent with them. I'm excited to see what happens when I put a little consistency into Whatnot. And as always, just thank you for your constant support, whether it's just watching one of my YouTube videos, whether it's leaving an encouraging word in the comments, or just believing that I can do things that I don't even believe I can do myself. You guys truly are the best subs that anyone could ever ask for, and if I don't say it enough, I am so very sorry, but I appreciate you so very much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Thanks again for hanging out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!